Ever heard a woman say, you need to continue the energy that you presented to get me? I have to. And that is a destructive mindset. What do you think about that? Let's discuss it. I'm Sincere Seven, and I represent the Psychonaut Academy of Detroit, as well as the House of Genesis. And here we talk about relationship issues. We talk about entheogens and psychedelics, and we talk about alternative health. And today we're dealing with relationship philosophy, one of my favorites. I have literally spent more time in relationships than I have on this planet Earth. Okay. So, me being a polygynist and having been so since 17, I have been through and studied and dissected relationships and whys and hows. And I have been informed that I have some information that I need to be more open about sharing. And I'm okay with that. However, I've also learned that from the way I present things, I tend to sometimes be controversial or come off sometimes as being a know-it-all or all of these types of things. So I want to be very cautious when approaching matters of relationships. See, when it's dealing with alternative health and entheogens, these are things I don't have to walk slowly around or tiptoe around because it's my profession. I've been doing it for so long. I'm a master at these things. Whereas with relationships, I don't think anybody is a master at them. I don't think that there's a level that you get to where you can walk around and feel that you have a foundational state of knowledge because they're all different. They're based on agreements. Can we agree to that? Can we agree that relationships are based on agreements? It's why you'll see, did you ask her to be your girlfriend, or are you kind of just walking around with expectations? Did she say that you her man, or are you just operating through your physical? Oh, I've had sex with her a few times and I feel this ownership, so that's my woman. I'm gonna start calling her my boo. That's my lady. And then 3, 6 months later, you all are in a relationship that neither one of you all signed up for. I'm sure it's happened before. And that is a relationship that started with no agreements, and usually those don't go too good. Talk to me. I talk back. Talk a little shit because I talk that. All right, so let's get to what we want. What the key? What the point? What the main event is today? Wait a minute, Seven. What the fuck you mean when I say whatever energy you use to get me, you need to keep that same energy? Why would you tell me that that's a dangerous mindset? Here you go with that bullshit. What's this about to be some hotep poly bullshit? No, this is about to be some real shit I'm about to drop on y'all asses. And I don't care about y'all know when it comes to this shit. I don't care how y'all feel. It is the truth, okay? It's my truth. If it ain't your truth, let's debate. That's what philosophy is about. Okay, so before I start talking, I'm gonna ask a question. What in the world that you have experienced that when you start doing it, you keep that same energy 2 years into it? How many of you all have committed to anything? How many of you all have spent time, dedicated yourself to something for an extended amount? How about locks? How about locks? How many of you got locks? I call mine dreads. I got dreads. I ain't got dreads. I got locks. Mine is dreads. I got dreadlocks. Y'all don't even know the history of dreadlocks. Y'all scared to call them dreadlocks. They to brainwash you away from goddamn holding on to your power. You heard me? But listen, that's another story. I ain't even gonna start with that. But look, if you've committed yourself to years of something, of practice, of of school, of anything, have you dedicated let's just start with 3 years. Have you dedicated 3 years to something before? If you have, when you was 2 years in it, were you doing the same things that you were doing when you started doing it? And now, ladies, I feel y'all cleverness starting to rev up. Like, well, yeah. No, you didn't. No. What is it? What is it? Huh? Your parents, when your child was first born and you started parenting 3 years in, are you still doing the same things that you did to get that child? No, you're not. Let's think about a job. You know how I got that job. Let me tell you how I got that job. First, I asked if they was hiring. That's the first thing that I did, is I asked if they was hiring, right? Okay. And then once I figured out that they was either hiring or accepting applications, because some of y'all not hiring yet, but y'all damn sure accept the applications. I know. Anyway. So there are some of us who have experienced being in a relationship while the significant other was accepting applications. Oh, okay. So once I filled out the application and put the application in, now, which is usually in relationships, that's usually where the divination type of shit come in. Let me check your astrology. Let me check your human design. You know what I'm saying? Let me check your style. All right. So then there's the the interview. Then there's the interview. This is the dating. You get dressed up, you know what I'm saying? You put on, what do they call it? Your representative, right? And you go out. And apparently, in this day and time, we are supposed to show women that we are financially fit to engage them in some type of way during this date, which I'm coming to realize dating is taking on a whole nother reasoning from when I was doing my thing. You know what I'm saying? Now you gotta be careful of where you take a date to, apparently. Like, don't take them to the Cheesecake Factory. Y'all know I don't give a fuck about that shit, right? But so this is the letting it know what your resume is, letting them know what your resume is, your past experiences, what you're able to do, right? You're receiving the what do they call that? Requirements of such a job, right? And then hopefully, if this employer is on point, they're gonna give you a piss test. Now, in employment is to make sure you're drug free, but in relationship is to make sure you're STD free. Okay. You ever worked a job that does not require a piss test? You ever worked one that did? You ever noticed the difference? Moving on. So then it's well, what during the interview is like, they're asking, so what is it that you're looking for in this job? Why did you apply? What is it that how do you feel your leadership can be used here? Blah 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 blah. So you're trying to see if this job is a good fit for you, and you are a good fit for this job. Correct? All right. Tell you what, we are going to consider you and have a couple more interviews before if we pick you up for the position. Okay. Now, we are interviewing other individuals for this position. Hey, you feel me? Let it be known then. Go on a couple more interviews. And now at this point, you're very clear that they are interviewing other individuals for this position. So when a question is asked, you need to be on your top shit. You need to be impressive. You need to be that person. Okay. 3 interviews later, I tell you what, the interviewing process come to an end. We've decided you are the new employee at this construction firm. We will see you Monday morning for work. Monday morning is time for work. Am I supposed to come in there with the clothes that I dressed in to get the job? Am I supposed to walk in and speak to the individual giving me the interview as if we just met? I'm using all of these as an analogy to bring about the idea that this individual is supposed to keep the same energy as when y'all met. Listen, some of y'all not gonna like this. I'm gonna tell you right now, okay? When I was in the Army, I used to tell a joke. It's a joke. I'm saying it very clearly. So if you're offended and you mad, fuck you. I really don't care. Okay? So, with that being said, I used to tell a joke, and I think I got it from a Cameron record, to be quite clear. I got it from somewhere. But I say, when I first start dating a woman, day one, I slaps the shit out of her. Wait, when you date a woman, you slap her? Yeah. Why the fuck would you do that? So like later on, she don't never be like, Seven, you don't treat me like you used to when we first met. So it's a joke. But it's to give the understanding that when we are interested in somebody, the things that we're doing to quote unquote get them is giving them an understanding of who and what they have access to. Okay? You don't talk about 401k and benefits while you working. You don't really talk about it ever again once you get the job. You sign the paperwork, that signs up, and that shit starts monthly. You don't have to discuss it again. It just happens. There is nothing when you are applying for a job that's being discussed that really has to be discussed again once you get the job. Now it's time to operate within the job. I don't personally, this idea of do what it took to get me as you continue with me. And let me tell you why I don't. Because what you're telling me is you have an idea of how things are supposed to go. And what I have learned in my numerous years of dating is that is one of the most dangerous things to an individual such as myself. Now, there's some people out there who love the fairy tale type of mindset, because that's what I call it. This is the individuals who have sat in front of Disney movies and watched and understood that these men are supposed to come and battle for you and sweep you off of your feet and save you and fight all your monsters and take whatever attitude and character flaws that come with you. This is the fairy tale type of idea that some individuals have when it comes to relationship. And that's very present when they have an idea of what you're supposed to do or how these things are supposed to go. Not having an understanding of what they want in a relationship that they can clearly communicate, but having an idea of how these are supposed to go. I want this because this is how, like, wait, what? These are where you get these people who are so hell-bent on marriage that they will say, If you have not proposed to me in the first year, I will break up with you and move on. That those people are red flags. These idealists, these people who have ideas that relationships are supposed to go a certain way, that men are supposed to do a certain thing, that you are supposed, this whole entitlement, this is where the entitlement comes from. The entitlement is because a lot of women be screaming what they deserve, how good they are, why a man is supposed to do. But when you ask them, have you noticed that over the last 10 years, the question, what do you bring to the table, has become offensive to women? Let me tell you something. As a grown ass motherfucking man and a self proclaimed high value man, any woman that is offended by the question, what do you bring to the table, needs to be immediately thrown back into the pack. I said it. If me or any man courting you, dating you, interested in you, asking you what do you bring to the table offends you, this whole you knew what you was coming to talk to when you see me. So are you telling me that my quest, my interest, my sexual desire to fuck you is what you bring to the table? That's what you bring to the table. Your physical appearance. Because let's be clear, that was all I had to go off of. Huh. I'm physically attracted to her. That's why when I speak to a woman, I very often say, do you mind if I have the pleasure of taking the time to see if you are as beautiful internally as you are externally? Can I sit and talk with you a minute to see if you just fine and that's it? Because a lot of y'all butterheads. Everything fine, butterhead. Everything good, butterhead. And I ain't talking about this. I'm talking about this. So the ideology of, well, you was attracted to me and you came to talk to me, so you must already know. Well, no, I don't know shit except for if it came down to sex, I would be able to perform. If I'm not attracted to you, I'm not going to be able to perform. And we know that that's a large part of any relation. Well, a large part of a lot of relationships. Some bullshit. Morning, God body. Yo, peace of the morning. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, no, I need to be able to ask, what do you bring to the table? And the fact that that's offensive nowadays, hey, that lets you know something right there. If I can't ask a woman that, I don't want to have any further conversations with her. What the fuck am I investing in? Because if it's just a wet hole to plant a seed, let me tell you, I got 7 children. Thank you, no thanks. I don't even need, if I never plant another seed again, it will be okay. So what else do you have to offer, baby? I got too many businesses. I got too many things to do. I got too much money on the line, clients on the line, people healing, people changing their lives. I'm involved in a lot of different things. Why would I be involved with you? What type of peace do you bring? What type of dietary laws do you bring? What type of financial discipline do you bring? Yes, what do you bring to the table? This whole, oh my goodness. Oh, this whole, I said it already, entitlement. We need to put that on pause. I don't feel entitled to you, even though I have money. I don't feel entitled to your pussy. I don't feel entitled to you cooking me. I don't feel entitled to shit that you have to offer. I understand that you are a sovereign being and I am a sovereign being, and I would like to exchange. See that word? Exchange. And I'm very familiar that a lot of women out here are having difficulty with men who can financially exchange with them. And so now that becomes a bargaining tool, a token. It's like, hey, to the point where it's spoken about. It's spoken about very blatantly. Like certain things that are supposed to be discussed intimately are spoken about blatantly. I'm not interested on speaking about my sexual desires and practices and things of that nature. Like, I don't feel like that's a public conversation. That's something to me that is like, even though I talk a lot of shit, have y'all noticed that? You don't see me talking about fucking and sucking and this and that and all of that shit. I talk a lot of shit, but I don't feel like that's supposed to be a public discussion. Just like I don't feel like a woman saying that her desire is to have a man financially take care of her is supposed to be a public discussion. I think these things are supposed to be intimate. I think these are when the conversations go about what you have to offer, what you are looking for, what do you want. And furthermore, why are you in a relationship? That should be the number one question that you all are asking any other individual trying to quote unquote lock you down. A relationship is an agreement. What is the agreement? What are y'all agreeing to? What is it that you all are working towards? What is it that you all want? Why are we in a relationship? Because that should be what you're measuring the relationship on. The agreement of the job that was said that was going to be done. Not this person doesn't come dressed like they did when they got the job, wearing the cologne that they wore when they got the job, doing all of these different things. Those are things that you can request that you want more of, like in the relationship. But to be clear, the relationship should be judged based off of what was the requirements of the job. When you signed up for this, it said you're signing up for what position? The requirements for this position are to do what? The description, the job description is what? What you're expected to do is what? Those are the things that in those yearly evaluations, you're getting what? Evaluated on. None of that has anything to do with how you got the job, ladies. None of that. Now, let's be clear. If the job description says to ensure the continuation of the things that were done previous to getting in a relationship, then they should be labeled, such as, and let me be very clear, when you label them, now they're a requirement. And I'm going to tell you, they're not going to hit the motherfucking same. All right, baby, you ready for our monthly date? Come on, it's time. Every month, I got you penciled in every month. I'm going to take you to the same restaurant that I took you to when we met. Every month. For the next motherfucking forever. Ain't that how long y'all will be in a relationship forever? I ain't be with you forever. All right, every month. You know what I'm saying? When we started dating, let's keep it 100. We went out at least once a week. Can you imagine once a week a scheduled date? Because that's what I did to get you. So now that's what I'm going to continue to do. Hold on. I also bought you flowers. So once a week, I'm going to buy you flowers because that's what you requested. It's a requirement of this relationship. Do y'all hear how that shit sounds? And ladies, let me be very clear. I know that some of you all are saying, no, it don't gotta be scheduled. Just sometimes. And I'm saying that there's nothing wrong with when you feel that time being present that you request it. And even if you don't want to request it, you can hint at it. You can make it be known. See, these are the types of things that keeps relationships strong. Why? Because this is including communication. All of this bullshit about, oh, you should be able to read my mind and you should know what I want and you should stop it. Because again, here we go with the ideologies of what you want to be instead of what is. There's a lot of people right now who don't feel loved because somebody is not doing what the other person has an idea of what a loved one will do or a lover will do. Meanwhile, this person is doing everything, everything in their mind and heart to show this person that they love them. And that person still ain't feeling that. Who's wrong? Neither one of them, honestly. It's just a matter of a lack of communication. So even people who have these ideologies of what a relationship should be and what it should look like and what a mate is supposed to do, there's nothing wrong with that. But that needs to be communicated. And just like in a job where sometimes you got to bring an employee in and say, hey, I'm not sure if you remember, but emptying that bin back there every once a month or once every 2 weeks is part of your description, and you've been slacking on it. You haven't done it. You know what I'm saying? And it's always somebody else who has to do that for you, right? Does that mean that that person's supposed to be fired? No. They're excellent at their job. They're excellent at their numbers. They're excellent at whatever it is that these description and job requirements are. But some things, it's like, you're right. I'm gonna do better. I'm gonna do better. I'm gonna try to schedule it in. And see, that's why, you have to have not just these. See, people keep putting out this idea that these mates are supposed to be like created in the stars. You know what I'm saying? I think it's more of just human compassion and understanding. Different people are built differently. Once you say, this is the person that I want to wake up to daily, that means that you're also saying, this is the person that I want to do that annoying shit that they have a tendency to do. This is part of them. The annoying shit is part of them, just like the capacity to handle business, to respect the fuck out of me, to love me, and to protect me. They also, whatever that annoying shit is. You know what I'm saying? I'm one of them people who, I don't know, but I know that I've been in situations where it's like, whew, don't worry about that. All the rest of everything checks out. That right there, that's just one of those annoying things that comes with that person. And you just got to accept it like you accept the rest of it. You know what I'm saying? Not like try to change it, not try to get, if you love me, no, this whole, if you love me shit, if you loved yourself, you wouldn't say that to a person. If you loved yourself, you will never say, if you loved me, you would to another person. Am I dropping jewels, y'all? Let me know. Share this video. You know what I'm saying? If talk to me, I talk back. Talk a little shit because I talk that. If I'm off track, let me know that. Let's argue. Let's debate. I'm all with that. You want to hop on and state your case? I'll allow that. But come on, think about what I'm saying. You're doing a disservice to them and a disservice to yourself. Because the fact that I'm going to listen to that and try to do whatever it is that you're telling me if I loved you, I would do. We have to understand that love is one of the highest levels of understanding. A lot of people don't get that. What is love? What's your definition of love? Love is the highest level of understanding. How the fuck you love me and you don't even know who I am? You gotta understand me to love me. A lot of people are in relationships because they love the idea of somebody. They love the idea of being with a certain person or character. A lot of times it's the character, it's not even the full person. Love is the highest level of understanding, y'all. This is why I understand and thrive so good in relationships, because I know and understand that. That's one of the most key components is knowing that love is the highest level of understanding. Acceptance too. I like that. Yeah. Well, I mean, when you understand, you tend to accept, don't we? Right? Imagine the child who's just screaming and shit, right? And you like, what the fuck is when somebody coming? Listen, somebody who's right, and then they parent come in and say, "Oh, I'm sorry, let me get them." You know what I'm saying? And they give them something, and the child calms down. And you go, and they say, "I apologize. They're autistic." Oh, I understand. Now, the next time that child is screaming like that, and you look down and you see that that toy that they're attached to that makes them feel comforted is right there, you'll pick it up and you'll hand it to them. No anger, no frustration, no aggravation. You understand exactly why that was happening. Of course, you accept it because you understand it. And now I'll assist with what it is that's causing this to happen within them. Okay, not always. People can take advantage, but I hear you. Um, so you're saying that they can well, okay, let me be clear. With love, a large part of it is vulnerability. Okay. The roadmap to intimacy, part of it is vulnerability. And this is being open to anything. It's open to the possibilities. That's what vulnerability is. It's open to the possibilities. So there's the possibility that an individual can take advantage of you. There's a possibility an individual can inspire you. Let's be very clear. This is where the dating comes in at. This is where, and not only in dating, but when you agree to go into, see, this is, remember, taking advantage of you. Did you present what it was that you want in return? Are you getting it? Because if not, why are you giving? This is why I say relationships are an agreement. What you want? Because this is what I want. Oh, you want to be taken care of financially. You want to be protected. You want to be led and guided. You want to be, uh, what is that? Cherished? Cool. I want sexual gratification as well as loyalty from you. I want you to, let's just throw some things out there. I do my own, but let's just, for the sake of trying to keep it balanced, cook and clean in the house that I've provided. Um, my children got mothers, so I don't even got to speak on caring for my children no more. So, oh, help me with my businesses. Help me to keep myself on point, my tasks, right? Help me to be accountable. Okay, cool. I do that, you do that. All right, bet. I start supplying, I start, you know what I'm saying, paying the bills, da 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 da, blase splee. You not holding your part. Hey, listen, like you not holding me accountable. See, this is where the conversations come up. Hey, you not this, you not that, right? Now, if it's to the point where every week you're like, hey, you're not. Remember, there's like a 90-day. What's that called when you first get a job? What's that first 90 days called? Oh shit, what is that shit called? It's been so long since I had a job. I forgot what that shit called. But there's a 90-day window where we're looking for everything consistently that you said that you were going to do once the employment was given to you. Probationary period, peace. Maisha writes, I hope I said that right. Peace and thank you. The probationary period. How many of y'all got a probationary period in y'all relationship? Because if you don't, I would highly advise it. That's where, like, nope, you fired. The things that a year, 2, 3 years later, things would be acceptable and we would allow and we would understand. Do like you did when I first met. When we first met, you fired in the first 90 days. You didn't been late 3 times. You're fired. In the first 90 days, come on, man, it's a probationary period. You're supposed to be on your P's and Q's. You shouldn't be late. You shouldn't be late from back from lunch. You shouldn't get no write-ups. There's like, no, you said you wanted this motherfucking position. You got it. Now earn it. And if you ain't showing that you can hold this position down within the first 90 days, bye-bye. Some of those benefits don't even kick in until 120 days. Fuck you mean. A lot of y'all not running your relationships like you would run employment. But then again, a lot of y'all ain't never been a boss. And that's not a shot at y'all. I'm saying that to say you might not have history with actually hiring, firing, having employees, what to expect, how to see if people really on their JO or if they just trying to get a temporary check. You know how you get them people, you be at work and they was in orientation. I really need a job. And you know what I'm saying? I hope I get this. And they go in an interview and they tell all types of lies to get the job because they really need it. Because my babies and I need, and if I don't, I'm going to be put out. And people be crying a week before they get a job. 6 months into it and they're being told it's mandatory. Oh, I don't give a fuck. I don't need they be in the car. I don't need this job shit. I fuck around and quit. Fuck them. I don't need this job. You don't need this job. Fuck you apply for. You need to be fired anyway. I'm just saying. As opposed to look, man, fuck all that. Come on, we about to go out of town, girl. Come on. Nah, I gotta work. Man, fuck that job. You don't need that job. Shit, who don't need that job? Fuck you, man. This job pay my bills. I went and fucking looked for this job. I appreciate this job. Listen, I got some time off coming up. I'll request that. If y'all really want to fuck with me, we can get together and schedule it. That's the type of employee you want. I don't need this job. Quit. Matter of fact, like say that to the motherfucking say that in human resources. It's like let you know I don't need this motherfucking job. Oh, have a good day. We don't need 2 weeks of motherfucking nothing. You ain't gotta give me no go ahead. I like them places that got that thing where it's like, nope, it takes a year before you can reapply for the position. Fuck out of here. Oh man. So understand, like, yo, the mate is not supposed to do the things that they did in the beginning. They're not. I don't believe that. You know what I'm saying? They're supposed to do the things that they told you that they would do in the relationship. I don't never tell no woman, oh, the things that I say to you and how I got to meet and all, I'm gonna do that. No, no. Matter of fact, when I was in the military, yo, Clarity, what's popping, my baby? I love you. When I was in the military, let me tell you something. This was my MO. Keep in mind, I knew that when I see you, I'm going to see you again. On the military post, I'm going to see you again. Whatever reason you're here, you're around here for a minute. So my first thing that I would do is be a total and complete asshole. And y'all know that's easy for me. I'm interested in a woman, I'm an asshole. Like straight the fuck up. Like, yo, I'm not going to like tell her how fly she is. I'm gonna call out her flaw. Like, what's going? Damn, you got some big ass motherfucking gap in your shit. No, I'm just playing. No, I was just saying, I see it. I kind of like gaps though, but I was just, you know, like, fuck you, man. Damn, Ugh, I got your attention, and then I just leave you the fuck alone. And you start to talk shit. You start to see me, and you start to feel some type of way, and you start to see how everybody responds around me. And you like, why do people like treat him like, man, he an asshole and you don't even get it. And then after a couple of weeks of letting you wonder, then I start to bombard you with my attention. And the whole time you like, yo, fuck you, whatever. But you're still wondering. And then from there, that's where it starts. Cause it's like, why are you fucking with me? And eventually I'll get a conversation. You know what I'm saying? What the fuck? Like, oh, you sit in the class and you like me, so you pull my hair. Type of shit. I'm an asshole. Like, so everything from that point, it just gets better and better because the more that you learn about me and the more that you learn me and the more all of this, you like, damn, I thought this nigga was an asshole. But like for real, and it gets better as opposed to, you know what I'm saying, coming off like da 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 da, great, this, that, and the other. And then once you get used to me, now you aggravated because you want me to keep up this grand facade of how you see me. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, and no, I'm not saying, men, that we need to do that. Don't try that in this day and age. You know what I'm saying? I'm back in the city. I might never see this person again. I don't do that shit no more. I mean, not usually, right? You know what I'm saying? No, but just being serious though, like that used to be how, and it worked excellently. You know what I'm saying? Excellently. So now I'm more of a let me present my flaws to you. Let me present my challenges to you. Let me present the things that are aggravating. First and foremost, let's get that out the way early. So that way, everything from that point on just gets better and better. Leave something to be desired. I'm not looking to do this whole, I'm going to impress you in the beginning shit. For what? I don't want to impress you. I don't want to impress you. I want to motherfucking give you an opportunity to understand who I am. That's really it. I'll impress you once if you become mine. If we gain some type of relationship where now I have your admiration and I admire you, now I want to impress you. I am not admired. I don't admire women because of their beauty. I'm attracted to women because of their beauty. And then if I have the chance and their intelligence and their character shows to be as, you know what I'm saying, as equal to me as what I'm attracted to in them, now I want to amaze them. Now I want to adore them. Now I want to pour into them. There's this idea that I'm supposed to do that when we meet and date and then carry that through. No, we're not. I'm not supposed to do that when we're dating. For what? For what? I don't even know if you are a special person. That's it. It's like y'all have this ideology that we're supposed to see y'all like that, ladies. A lot of y'all. But do y'all see men like that when y'all first start dating? No. It's like, okay, well, I guess I'll go out and see what you talking about. All right. I'll hear you talk and see what type of shit you say. Motherfucker, we feel the same way. We just saying, hey, shit, like the attraction thing is at least there. That's why I'm talking to you. That's why I came and said, hey, what's up? You ain't winning yet. You just on my radar. What's the appraisal? Ooh, that's a nice house right there. Let's go look at that. Open it and walk in. The chimney's falling apart. The plumbing has been stolen. The hot water tank and the furnace is missing. Ooh, it's nice from the outside. It's a lot of investment. Now, as an investor, it's brick though. It's a brick house. It's a brick house. It has a lot of value in it, but it also has a lot of investing. Are you willing to invest? Is it worth the investment? See, right? So understand, you know what I mean? And then once you start to invest, and now this investment is making improvements and changes. It's like, oh yeah. Now appraisal. It was appraised at 25 bands when I got it. I put 25 bands in it. That's 50 bands. It's worth 175 now. Fuck you mean. Cause it was a brick house. Hey, what's up, my baby? Hey, I see you. It was a brick house when you got it. Yes, if you know, you know. A lot of y'all know what I mean by that. You know what I'm saying? Double entendre, if they say that. You know what I'm saying? So that's the ideas that y'all gotta have. We gotta understand what we looking at. You know what I'm saying? We gotta understand both parts of this, and we gotta understand what relationships are, and get rid of these ideologies of what they supposed to be. Throw that out the window, because most of that shit, most of it is just that. It's just ideologies that we've been taught. Who taught you how to love? Who taught you how to make love? Who taught you what love is? You know who I'm willing to have those conversations with? People who come from a background whose parents have been together their whole life. Because they see things differently. Especially if their parents were communicative to them. Those are some of the greatest people that you can get a hold of. You know what I'm saying? Those are some, because they have an ideology that not only has been given to them, but has given to them a structure of how it can be successful. If you don't come from a household where your mother and your father are together, then your chances of of being loyal, dedicated, and thriving in a long-term relationship could be challenged. See, I said that could be. Not me. Okay, cool. You know, it could be. And some people, it could actually strengthen. Some people not having that gave them appreciation and a desire for that. So don't get it twisted. I'm not painting any pictures of I'm one. This is true. 45 years and growing. That's right. That's right. That's right. I know. You know. So we just have to be cautious of carrying ideologies with us. Some of you all have probably already threw away good mates because they did not do some Prince Charming shit that you was expecting. You know, I had I had went through a relationship, and a separation occurred, and got back together, and we were talking, and she says, you know, one of the things that made me doubt everything. I said, what's that? And he said, well, you didn't fight for me. When I said I'm done and I'm out and I left, you said okay. And I was like, what? What you mean? I expected you to come and tell me no and take my shit and not let me like, that's toxic. Like, stop you from leaving, stop you, block you from get like. And a lot of people think that, okay, the mother of my children, of my middle set, told me that the reason that she left is because I didn't slap the shit out of her. I said, excuse me, say what? She said, when I got disrespectful and I hung up the phone on you and I was talking all that shit to you, you changed the locks on the house and you put me out instead of just slapping me. That's what you were supposed to do, put me in my place. I said, so you telling me you was mad because I put you out as opposed to physically abusing you? And she said, yes. See, this is the type of, what the fuck do you like? What? No. What these ideologies of I'm supposed to fight for you and this whole toxic, y'all, one like what? I be confused as hell because the way that I speak as a man and I stand on my square and I speak with a dominance and a tone to me is toxic masculinity. But I'm not beating you and I'm not fighting you to leave and I'm not doing all of these things, so I'm not good enough. Like, what the fuck, man? Where is y'all getting this from? I'm not fazed by it because, like I said to her, if you are telling me that my lack of willingness to physically abuse you to show you my love is the reason you don't want to be with me, I'm quite fine with that. See? So be very careful and cautious. Where are you getting, if you remember, if you use the term, if you love me, you would, you don't love yourself. That's what she said. Because if you love me, you would have slapped me. If I loved you, I would have. Bam. Red flag. Because you didn't fight me for me. If you loved me, you would have. Boom. Red flag. Ladies, if he loved me, he would. Boom. Red flag. Because what you're saying is, I'm looking for love in this. Remember, I always end my videos with tell somebody you love them in the language they can understand it in, right? So I'm a very big proponent of that. But understand that if you and your mate are not speaking the same language, that's the first thing you need to be focused on. Why is it that I'm showing you love in all of the ways that you said if we were in a relationship, I would do? But now you're judging me based off of some shit that was never on that agreement. You never said, if you love me, you'll buy me flowers every once in a while. This is something that you want, you desire, and it needs to be communicated. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But this whole, if you love me, you would do that. No, 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 no. If you listen to me and you responded in a way that I find pleasable, then you would do these things. That's an acceptable sentence. If you listen to me and you really responded in a way that I like, you would buy me flowers. That's a sentence. Just say that shit and then walk away. If you and it might, you might say that shit once a month for 3 months. That don't mean you're supposed to leave him. That don't mean you're supposed to cheat. That don't mean this relationship ain't shit. Is he taking care of you? Is he protecting you? Is he providing for you? See, this is the difference in somebody showing you that they love you and somebody showing you that they are willing to do the things that make you feel wanted. Those are two different things, and those conversations need to be had. I know you love me because you blank, 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 blank. But you know what I want to feel? What? I want to feel desired. I know you love me, but do you desire me? Of course I desire you. Well, I feel like if you desired me, you would this, you would that, you would this, you would that. That's a discussion. I want to feel desired, and I want you to show me that by blank, blank, blank. Now, next time y'all have an argument, you can say, you don't even desire me. You don't this, you don't that, you don't. And if they don't, they then see, and now you can even feel good having the argument and saying that they don't do these things. And because of that, you can get those emotions off. But to project that an individual don't love you because of those things, that's rocky. That's rocky. Right? So the ideology of you're supposed to do blank, 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 blank in itself is dangerous. Supposed, it's a shame space. It's saying to the person, you're not good enough. You're bad, broken, too much, not enough. It's somewhere in there. You're not what I want. You're not what I need. You're not wanted. It puts a shame into the space between you and that person, which could affect the intimacy. This is why a lot of y'all have intimacy issues. And I'm going to do a talk on the roadmap to intimacy, but that's another day. Watch out for that. Shout out to Tar Witty. So I just wanted to kick it about that for a minute. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to just bring people's attention because, social media is projection central. It's where all the projections go to be projected, multiplied. Projections go into social media to be multiplied and projected back out. I scroll social media and I'll see somebody say some shit and I'll be like, wow, that's very odd for you to say that. And then 100 people will share it. And then if they go viral, thousands of people will share it. Right? And it's like, damn, motherfucker who ain't got no good relationship with his mama ain't gonna be no good to you. Projection. Carried on, thought through, accepted, and multiplied. A man who ain't got no good relationship with his mama ain't gonna be no good with you. Okay, well, a woman who ain't got no good relationship with her father ain't gonna have no good relationship with you. Oh, well, my father left when I was 2 years old. Oh, well, you ain't shit worth a woman then. I don't need to be fucking with you. You ain't wife material. Any woman ain't got no relationship with her father can't be a good man. Can't be a good woman. That's what I read on social media. Imagine that. Imagine that. Be careful, y'all. Stop with the supposed to, should, all of that. A lot of y'all who carrying that, that's why you ain't got no good relationships. That's why your relationships don't thrive. Because you carry that type of mindset. Remember, don't be one of them people that's crying and begging to get hired to 6 months later be sitting in the parking lot on the phone with your girlfriend talking about, I don't need this motherfucking job, fucking him, I quit. I don't think that that's a good energy to be in a relationship with. Whether we talking a business, if you feel like that, I do think that you should find further employment. And you even have employment now to hold you over. When you leave there, go fill out some applications. You should work somewhere that you feel good about. When I went to Walmart and I got a job, mind you, I didn't need it. This was 6 years ago. I was making more than everybody that works there. Trust me, I know. Because I was dealing with one of the managers who've been there for like 28 years, and I know what the pay rate is. And so I'm telling y'all, I make more than everybody who worked there. And I was working in the men's department. So I would be in there in my job with my headphones in, listening to music, folding clothes, folding pants, stocking the dickies, stocking all of this. And I had an individual walk up to me one day. This is in Livonia, the Walmart in Livonia. And they said to me, hey, you've been working here for the last few months? And I was like, yeah. And you've been taking care of this department? I said, yeah. They said, let me just tell you, I noticed when this department started looking different. You take pride in this shit. And I just want to let you know that, like, you made me start shopping over in this section again because it used to be a mess. I'm like, yo, thank you. And I used to constantly get compliments from people. You know why? Because I took pride in that shit. I used to like and enjoy going to work. I would be in my zone. I had told all the managers how I operated, who I was, and why I was there. I made it very clear. We don't got to do all of that. You know what I'm saying? Multi-minute, none of that. Just put on the board what my tasks is and get the fuck on. You ain't got to talk to me for the next 2 months if you don't want to, unless it's something that's mandatory. And so I would come in and I would know what my job is, and I would go and do that shit like a motherfucker. And people could tell. I have that type of pride in everything that I do. So what I'm saying is, if you don't like going, when I got to the point where I was like, man, I don't need this motherfucker, that's when I quit. It quit. The manager came and said something to me, and I said, hey, remember what I told you? You don't have to talk to me. Now I'm telling you, don't talk to me. Don't talk to me. Literally, I don't need to talk to you. I really don't like you. I don't like nothing about you. I don't like how you deal with people. I don't like how you talk to people. And let me make it very clear. I ain't worried about losing my motherfucking job. Okay? Just let me know. I know that y'all are short staffed. You asked me to work fucking overtime. So let's not bullshit around. So don't talk to me. You just write on the fucking board what you need from me, and I'll do it. But I don't want to talk to you no more. And that went on for about 3 weeks. And one day, she came up and said something to me and tapped me on my shoulder. And when she touched me, I'm like, yo, see, I told you not to talk to me, and now it escalated, and you touching me. And she started to say, I said, there's no need to say whatever the fuck you was about to say, because I don't work here anymore, okay? Let me be very clear. And I took my shit off, and I grabbed the closest basket, and I started shopping. Fuck you mean? You understand what I'm saying? And I feel like that's how it needs to be. You either all in or you all out. Stop with the bullshit. Stop with the expectations. I'm going to do what the fuck I said I would do. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? Me and her, we lost intimacy. And when you lose intimacy, you know it's just a matter of time before the whole thing over. Right? It's clear. So, thank y'all for tapping in. Thank y'all for listening. Thank y'all for commenting. All of that good shit, man. I love y'all. Um, it's 6:36, so it's normal hours. I've already accomplished a few missions, done a few things that I had to do. My children will be up in about 2 hours, and then I get on daddy duty. So I got 2 hours left to do my work. So I'm about to get to a few other things. Got some classes I got to teach later in the week. I got to work on lesson plans. We got the Wind Down Wednesday going on um, at Heaven on Earth Wellness Center and Spa. The flyers is on my social media. So if you want to know where it's at, every Wednesday, Sincere Mirage THC infused wine is teaming up with Heaven on Earth Wellness Center and Spa, and we're giving a Wind Down Wednesday. Uh, you know, the entry fee comes with a complimentary glass of Sincere Mirage THC infused wine. There'll be chartreuse boards, the whole layout, networking, grown and sexy. It's gonna be dope. So come on out and join us. I love y'all. And as always, tell somebody that you love them in the language that they can understand it in. Peace.